1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. In this version of I've Lived a Lot in My Time, I'm playing out of open B flat. I'm not even spiking the fifth string, and I messed around with spiking it to a B flat, but I decided I wanted to keep it open. And I guess the reasoning behind that was behind just this one lick. I really like the way that sounds with an open G string, and I didn't want to give it up for that note. And also it added an extra challenge to the arrangement to think about, okay, this G note isn't really a chord tone of B flat. It's not a chord tone of B flat. It sounds great in the chord B flat, especially when you're up here, because it adds that sixth element to it, which sounds really pretty and nice. But it is a chord tone of E flat. So when I was figuring out how to play backup on this song open, I was using a lot of this fifth chord position. So it's out of the bar chord, but I'm leaving out the third of the chord to give it more of like a open, not major, not minor sound. But when I go to E flat, I was using this position, and I was using the fifth string. So I should note that this song also sounds really great with the fifth string spiked at B flat, and also sounds great capoed up. The only reason I did this was to give myself a challenge and to come up with some fresh ideas. I rely a lot on the Scruggs licks, which are great, and J.D. Crowe licks and everything, but I wanted to kind of figure out my own sound in the key of B flat and also with this song. And also figuring out how to drive the sound without a capo in this key was also difficult, and I don't even know if I achieved that, so you can let me know in the comments. But let's get into this arrangement. So what I'm doing is I'm starting out of this bar position, and that's as if I was going, those are the same intervals that I'm playing, just in the key of B flat worked out of this position. And I'm going, and all that is if I translate it to G once again, but it sounds a little less Scruggsy because you're playing it out of this. But you can still get the intention. The intention's there. So I'm hammering on the third fret, and it's all forward roll. So hammer on, pull off. And then this is a little triplet figure that I guess I stole from Noam or Bela, more progressive sound. And that's out of an E flat 6 chord. The melody that I was hearing was da, ba, da, ba. So I'm trying to put those triplets around that melody. And you can see in the right hand that I'm going thumb, middle, index, thumb. Same exact thing, but inside the string set. And I'm doing it, instead of across 3 strings, I'm doing it over 2. So thumb, middle, index on the 3rd string, and then thumb on the 3rd string. And then hitting that. And then I'm going back to this position. So this is kind of my home base position. So the melody that I play next is... And that is like a Bela-esque thing, which I really like the sound of that, and it drives the pulse along pretty nicely. So, and then I'm going to the F chord. That's the melody that I'm playing, but it's all out of this F chord. You notice I'm anchoring my pinky here for a lot of this stuff. And then I go up to this 7th chord position, that position that I told you I didn't want to get rid of. I think it just sounds super cool with this dissonance. The A flat, or the 7th of the B flat 7th chord, and the G, which is the 6th. And then you got the F thrown in there. And that's a bluesy lick. That's like, you can consider that a Tony Rice lick, I guess, but it's just a blues lick, pulling off on that E to E flat. And that gives me to the E flat chord. And I play an inside roll for that. The timing of this is weird too, so it's 1, 2, 3. And what I'm doing there is I'm adding these 2 notes. The F note that I'm hitting is actually the beginning of the B flat chord. So when you're figuring this out, make sure you do that. From the F chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. So back to that. Home bass again. And then I'm doing the soul melodic lick in this arrangement. So what that is, you might notice that from a bluesy G lick, but in the key of B flat, it sounds very major sounding. So, you know, G and B flat are closely related because B flat's a minor third away from G, and the G minor pentatonic scale is the same as the B flat major pentatonic scale. They have all the same notes, you're just starting with a different note. So that's why this looks like one of the G bluesy positions that you're used to, but it sounds so major in this key. And that's an interesting and kind of difficult lick. So what I'm doing is I'm playing index with my right hand, and then middle, and then index again, thumb. It's all single string except for that one note. I'm playing a middle finger there, and then an index. So that lets me line up my downstrokes and my upstrokes with the beat when I add that middle finger in there. And that's something I had to experiment with to get nailed down. Thanks so much for watching. If you want the tab for this video, you can get it by signing up on my mailing list. The link is below this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for a new video.